Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. My name's Ashley Gilmore, and yours is?
My name is John. John Smith.
John Smith. It's nice to meet you. As we go... Oh, thanks. Sorry. As we go through the counseling session, I just want you to be aware I am going to jot some notes down and things to make sure that I'm staying on track and to also help me to keep up with the important things that you say, because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that you need. How's that sound?
That sounds cool.
Awesome. So how'd you find out about Voc Rehab?
I was pretty much just talking to one of my cousins, and I have anxiety issues sometimes. So I just talk to them and telling them about what I was experiencing, and then they actually mentioned Voc Rehab. He told me a little bit about it, and I seemed pretty interested. So he gave me the number to call, and I pretty much called you guys just to find out. I was kind of hesitant to call, but I ended up calling, and now I'm here.
Awesome. Well, I'm really glad that you called and got your appointment scheduled. I want to take a second just to explain to you what we do at Voc Rehab and how we can be a benefit to you in your growth in life. Does that sound okay?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Awesome. So basically, what Voc Rehab does is, to qualify for our services, you have to have a physical or a mental disability. So once you have been confirmed to have a physical or a mental disability, we work with you to make sure that we can get you to get the employment, because ultimately our ultimate goal for Voc Rehab is to ensure that you're able to seek employment. Does employment seeking sound good to you? Is that something that you'd want to do?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. And I didn't get to meet with the woman that you booked your appointment with, so I'm unaware, but what disability do you have?
I seem to have anxiety.
Anxiety. Okay. Gotcha. I'm going to write that down. And how are you coping with your anxiety? Are you doing okay?
I'm trying my best to deal with it.
Okay.
I talked to my doctors. I went to see them, and the doctor pretty much prescribed me medication to try to help me with it.
Gotcha.
I want to say it's working, but then again, sometimes it's not working.
Okay. So medication has been the treatment plan that you've been on for the duration of your disability?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how long have you had anxiety?
Maybe about a year or so.
Okay. Gotcha. So you've had the anxiety for a year, and you said that sometimes the medication is working and sometimes it's not. Now, how often do you go to the doctor?
I go when I feel like it's getting pretty bad.
Okay.
So maybe every month, or sometimes 3 weeks, or it just depends on what I'm doing.
Okay.
Or how work is treating me.
Gotcha. Every month. So you did previously work, but it's fair to say that you're unemployed right now due to your disability and you're looking for work. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Got you. Now, why do you feel that now you're ready to go back to work?
I've just been looking on a lot of videos, and I guess trying to treat myself besides the medicine. I don't want to keep depending on medicine, but and I don't know. I just been sitting around thinking a lot and just trying to do things to help me cope with it. And honestly, too, it's been a long time since I've been back to work. I feel like it's been forever, and I'm just ready to jump back in, and I'm ready to do my thing.
That's awesome. Well, I am definitely, I'm definitely glad to hear that about you, being ready to go back to work, and also recognizing that if you do have a problem, that you go back to your doctor. And another great thing, and we'll talk about it later on in this intake process, I'm really glad that you're going to the doctor, because if you don't go to the doctor within a year, what Voc Rehab will do, we would require you to go back to the doctor. So since you've been within this year, it'll actually help us to speed up the process a little bit because there is going to be a bit of a waiting game for us to gather your doctor's records and to successfully gain you as a client for Voc Rehab. Is that going to be an issue or is that okay?
Oh, it's okay.
Perfect. I'm really glad to hear that. And I also want to encourage you along the way too, even though you're still going to be waiting, if there's anything that I can do in the process, I would love to know that. But I also want to ensure that, you're still going to your doctor's appointments if you need to go to the doctor. And I want to make sure that, if there's anything that you need, like counseling or physicals or things, that you're taking care of that as well. Because we want to make sure that once the agency is able to gain you, that, you're medically cleared and that we can get you employed as soon as we find the perfect job for you. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
That's great. So what kind of jobs have you held before? What jobs were you employed with?
I was working at CVS.
Okay.
And my last recent job was Best Buy.
CVS and Best Buy.
And prior to the CVS, just like here and there, I worked at Walmart.
Walmart. Nice. I definitely frequent all three of those stores a lot. You can't go wrong with working at Walmart.
You're right about that. They have everything there.
Yes. So what departments did you work in? Of course, I guess Best Buy probably was either cashier or electronics. But what departments did you work at when you were with Walmart?
Walmart is pretty much, I just started out and I was pretty much grabbing the carts.
Okay.
And pretty much grabbing carts, and then I did a little stock here and there.
Okay, so stocker. That's awesome. And then for CVS, excuse me, what was your position there?
CVS, I did mostly stock and register from time to time.
Did you like register?
I did sometimes. Just when it was really crowded, I would rather not be up there.
Gotcha. So
it got really busy at times.
Okay, so you didn't like the crowd; it kind of bothered you.
Yeah, and plus, CVS was kind of a small building. Most CVS is kind of small,
okay.
So I felt kind of crammed as well. When a lot of people came to the register, the lines get really long, and just felt overwhelmed.
Okay, I understand that. That could be a very, very frustrating. What position did you do at Best Buy?
Best Buy, I actually helped, and I was in the electronics area.
Okay.
And just helped stock there, but usually I was on the floor, trying to ask anyone that didn't need help or helping them find anything, things like that.
That's actually really good. That's actually really, really good. So out of those three jobs, I want you to take a moment and think about what you did like. I know you said you didn't like that it was crammed and it could be crowded, but what is one or two things that you did like? And just take a moment. You don't have to rush on to make sure that you have time to think about it, and then let me know when you think of something.
So you said something that I did like?
Yes. And I mean, I would like for you to tell me two things that you did like, but if you can only think of one thing, then that's fine. It's the first thing that comes to your mind about why you liked working at that job or those jobs.
Okay. Let's see. I would say with Walmart and CVS, I felt like after hours it was way better because it was less crowded.
Okay.
And I didn't feel rushed.
Okay.
So I can actually stock the items and really don't have to have anyone worrying about me too much or asking me to do too much because it was very simple and it was pretty much late hours.
Okay.
And let's see, for Best Buy, I felt like walking the floor. I didn't really feel too confined because Best Buy is a huge store, so I can just to walk to different departments and, actually talk to maybe like one or two people.
Okay.
Not at one time. So I felt like, I guess you can say Best Buy I had more freedom. I didn't really feel too confined and really not too much of a stressed area, because if there's a particular item that I didn't know about, I can ask the other employers, say, hey, can you help me find this item or help this individual find this item?
Gotcha. So ideally, if we look at sending you back to work, would you like to work a job that would have you on overnight because it's less people and less crowded, or did you want to try the daytime? What are you looking into?
I would love to work at nighttime when it's less crowded, but I feel like that wouldn't really be helping my situation too much.
Okay.
I'm going to be hiding from it.
Okay.
So I would try to maybe not a day shift type thing, but maybe like a middle swing type, because it won't be as crowded, but it won't be. Do you get what I mean? Like right kind of in the middle.
I actually think that that's perfect, because it's slowly putting you in a position to face your anxiety, but it's not just throwing you in that situation. Whereas if you work day shift, it's always busy, and then swing shift, you have the highs and the lows of that time. And maybe also because we have depending on what kind of employment, with some of these companies, we have a way to where if it gets busy and we know that that's your trigger, if like too much crowding and being crammed and confined, we can rotate you to either take a lunch during the peak hours, or we can get you to be in the back doing sorting or something of that nature. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes, it sounds lovely.
That is great. So have you been looking at any jobs yet, or have you just, the first step you took was contacting us? And that's okay if that was the first step. I just like to kind of gauge where you're at so I know where I can come in to help.
I tried here and there, maybe looking at Target.
Okay.
But I really haven't tried too much. I just want to contact you guys first.
Gotcha.
And see what you guys offer. Here a little bit more in depth.
That is okay. I definitely think that with what you're saying, I definitely think that you're a great candidate for Voc Rehab. I think that we can assist you. I also just want to go into a little more depth and tell you just a little bit more about what we do. So, once you get qualified, once we get your records and stuff, and like I said, that takes anywhere from 30 to 60 days. We have 60 days to, let you know either way whether you're going to be a candidate or not. And like I said, I as long as we get your medical records from your doctor, basically stating that yes, you do have anxiety, and you've never been treated through Voc Rehab before for anxiety, then we can definitely be able to offer you these great services that so many people don't know about. And I think that, like I said, I commend you so much for wanting to go back to work, face your fears, because I do understand how life with a disability can be so kind of crippling, and I that might be a bad word, but it can make you feel like you have no hope. But I'm really glad, and I commend you for wanting to go back to work. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. So like I said, once we gain you, after that 60 days, I'll let you know, hey, you are accepted into Voc Rehab. We're going to send you a packet basically asking you, would you like to be a client? And we'll schedule another interview with you, or another appointment with you. Now, with that appointment, I like to give people a tour of the facility. The state of South Carolina has a great partnership with Boeing. And have you ever heard of Boeing?
Yes, I have.
Okay, awesome. Well, we have a partnership with Boeing, and what that partnership does is that we have a facility in the back of the building, and where we teach the clients to basically work in a group. We want to make sure that, we give you a task, we assign you tasks, and you work like a full shift. You come in every morning at 8:30. You take a lunch at 12 until 1, and then after that you'll come back and work, and the end of the day it's over at 15:30. So 3:30 you'll be over with your shift, and then during that shift you'll receive 2 breaks, 2 10-minute breaks. And it just, something like Boeing, they send a lot of their the vests that they wear while they're working on the planes over, and we not refurbish, but we correct them, we clean them, we repackage them and make them brand new. They send their glasses over that like have a scratch. We'll fix them, put the pieces together, and repackage them and send them back out. Another thing is we have a partnership with one of the local cleaners down the road, and they send over their wire hangers, and what you'll be responsible for doing is just reshaping those hangers. Now, that doesn't mean that you'll get that task, but basically we just assign the task to certain people based on their disability. So those who are in wheelchairs, who are more limited, essentially the wire hangers is a better task for them because it's low movement on their extremities, especially with their disability. And we also have a task where you sort through certain screws, and you put them in a certain set, and we send it all back to Boeing. And like I said, it's a great opportunity. This past March that just went by, we had the bridge run, and that's very popular in the Mount Pleasant, South Carolina area. Voc Rehab partnered with that, and we helped make, that's my computer, I need to turn that down, but we helped make the little running bags to give out to the runners. So we packed it with towels and flyers and water bottles. I mean, it was a great success. So and like I said, we will compensate you for your time, but it's just to get you back into handling your disability and working at the same time. Is that okay?
That sounds amazing. About how many individuals do you have in a group?
That's actually a really great question. So there's about 20 stations set up, and they're little like desk, and you assign those 20 stations. But usually we try to keep it anywhere between the range of, you can have 1 all the way up to 15. Now, if there is more clients that are ready, then that's fine. But what we'll do is we'll just say, hey, you guys come like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the other group will come a Tuesday and Thursday. Because we also have to accommodate your doctor's appointments and any other appointments that you have that's helping you to get ready to go back to work. And we have, like for instance, there's one client that goes to dialysis, so they can only come on certain times or certain days, So it's just basically based on your schedule and how we can help you.
Okay. That sounds awesome.
Awesome. And if there's days that we take a break away from your work schedule basically too, because we pull you into what we call our job club. And Job Club, I think, is a great program that was implemented for Voc Rehab. I am a strong advocate for it because we do mock interviews in there, we do resume building, job searches, and we normally require you to apply for 3 jobs within that Job Club meeting on that Friday. It's every Friday. But another great thing about Job Club is the only program that's been implemented in Voc Rehab that has what we call a buddy system. And what the buddy system does is you'll be assigned with one other client in the Job Club, and you all will be basically there to motivate each other, to encourage each other, to help with job searching if you need, and to give you that sense of, I have to do this not only for myself, but because I want to make sure that, I don't let my buddy down who's counting on me to master my disability and get back to work and things of that nature. So I definitely am a strong advocate for that.
Awesome.
Um,
Awesome.
Well, I think that Mr. Smith, we're just about finishing up. I want to get you to, like I mentioned earlier, sign these what we call HIPAA forms. HIPAA was implemented in the early 2000s, and basically what HIPAA is it's a privacy protection. Excuse me. It requires your doctors, schools, anywhere that has records pertaining to you. We have to get you to sign this form, releasing it to us. Without your signature, we can't get these forms and the records that we need, and we want to make sure that we get that done because we need to go ahead and get you approved to be a Voc Rehab client. So I'm going to get you to sign this, and then here's a pen for you as well.
Okay.
And if I can just get you one more signature right there.
All right. There you go.
Thank you. So once we finish this appointment, I'm going to go ahead and fax this form over to the doctor, and they should get back to me. Usually they have like a 72-hour turnaround. So I'll be waiting for them to fax over what I need, and I'll get your stuff started to get you to be a client of the Voc Rehab. After that, I'll go ahead and schedule you up your next appointment and get you working into the flow of working in the back and doing job club. All I ask from you is to maintain all your appointments that you have with your doctor, take your medication for your anxiety, and if you feel it's not working or whatever you need, go back to your doctor. And lastly, for the next appointment, I would like to have you apply for at least 3 jobs. Do you think that you can handle that?
I think so.
All right, Mr. Smith. Well, that's all that I have. Do you have any questions for me?
Not at all. If I can think of some, I'll definitely give you a call.
Yes, please do. You have my number, and I'll just look forward to the next time that we get to see each other. Like I said, I want to commend you on everything that you're doing. Keep it up, and know that I'm here with you every step of the way.
I really appreciate that. It means a lot.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, you as well.
Thank you.